You probably know how to cleanse your crystals, but are you consecrating them before you use them? In this video, I'll explain why it can make a difference to your spiritual practice and show you how to consecrate your new and existing crystals. Hi, I'm Ethan and I'm the author of 4 crystal healing books, and I'm here to help you unlock the power of your crystals in a way that's clear, empowering, and easy to apply to your everyday life. What does consecrating mean? Your crystals are sacred tools, and most ancient cultures had some type of spiritual practice for consecrating sacred items. Some people call this practice dedicating or blessing. Consecrating is kind of like a first-time programming or intention setting for your new crystals, but it is something more general, so it won't limit your crystals in any way. You're setting the intention for your crystals to work for your highest good, for the greatest good of others, the planet, and everyone who comes into contact with the crystal. Consecration also adds an extra layer of protection around your crystal. I will go into all the benefits in more detail in a moment. So to clarify, cleansing is removing negative energy or imbalanced energy from your crystal. Consecration is a one-time spiritual dedication, and programming is for setting specific intentions. I just want to clear something up here. I have heard some people suggest that consecrating or dedicating crystals is something that I've come up with myself, and I'm the only person who teaches or talks about this in my crystal books. This is not true. I originally heard about this and started practicing it after I read about it in the late and great Judy Hall's crystal books. And that might surprise you because I think a lot of people tend to skip the how-to parts of her books and go straight to the crystal meanings, but it is in there. If you have enjoyed this video so far and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more videos from me. Consecration might seem like a new age or modern practice, but it's not. The practice exists in all different parts of the world in some form. You find it in ancient shamanic practices, folk traditions, and magic, and in many religions. Consecration can be known under different names and done in different ways. Before people use a spiritual tool or sacred object for the first time, a purpose-based intention or prayer will usually be said. This practice may sometimes be done while cleansing it or afterwards. Crystals are part of my spiritual practice, so I like to do this because I see them as sacred objects too. It's a little ritual and sets the tone for working with my crystals. I already do this with my new tarot and oracle card decks and items that I place on my altar, so why not do this with these as well? Why would crystals be any different? After you have cleansed your new crystal, you can start working with it. But this is also the perfect time to connect with your crystal and dedicate it to only work for your highest good. This affirms your pure intention to only use your crystal to help yourself and others. As with all energies, they can be misused sometimes. Consecration greatly reduces the chance of you doing this intentionally or unintentionally. This is unusual, but it can sometimes happen. The consecration also protects your crystal from anyone or anything that is trying to use your crystal without your consent. By that, I mean someone putting their intentions, a spell, or programming it with something. And that includes previous owners. This type of energy hijacking is very rare, but you do sometimes hear about it. I often get emails from men who split up with their girlfriends and later find a rose quartz crystal, often stuffed into the seat of their car or in some other place that it shouldn't be, that they haven't bought. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to work out what this might be. So you might want to go check the gap in between the back and the seat underneath, because that seems to be the place that they keep telling me they find them. Even recently, I was having a conversation with someone and they were telling me how they had cast a spell on a gift that they gave to a guy they just met to make him obsessed with her. Yeah. Now, some people will tell you that just cleansing the crystal will be enough to clear this type of energy. but I wouldn't take any chances. Consecration blocks anything spiritually manipulative. If you have cleansed a crystal that you were given or one that you found or bought secondhand and still experienced strange things or you're getting bad vibes from it, I recommend you consecrate that crystal, and this should put a stop to that. Consecrating all your new crystals from now on stops any chances of problems forming before they have a chance. Do you need to consecrate all your crystals? As I've always said in my blog posts and in my books, this is an optional extra step. As with everything I share with you, it is just something to consider and completely up to you. But I do think more people could benefit from this practice, and you should at least consider it. If you feel like you would like to consecrate your crystals, then there is nothing wrong with starting today. You can do this with all the crystals that you already have. You will have to make sure that all your crystals have already been cleansed. You can consecrate crystals individually or in groups if you have a lot of crystals. There is no one right way to consecrate your crystals. So what I share here is just how I do it. And you are always free to add more words and change it to suit your spiritual beliefs and practices. Consecration does involve connecting with a higher power. You might call this God, Source, Buddha, specific deities that you work with, or you can just say the universe. So this is super personal, so just adapt the words that I'm going to give you here to suit you. This is why it's so ironic that religious nuts will come onto my channel and tell me that I need God in my life when every crystal that they have has been dedicated to the original creator source. You might find this helpful if you're just starting out to write this down somewhere or put it in a spiritual journal. Eventually you'll know what to say off by heart, and you might find how you consecrate crystals changes and evolves over time as you change. If you have a special place that you like to do crystal healing, meditation, or yoga, or an altar, you might want to do your consecration there, but you can consecrate anywhere you want or outside in nature. Just make sure you choose somewhere quiet and somewhere that you feel relaxed. You could also enhance the calm and spiritual energy of any space with candles or incense if you want to. It's just an option and it's not necessary though. So before you start, just make sure that you have cleansed your crystal before you consecrate it. I do have a dedicated video where I go into different methods if you haven't watched that yet. So step 1 is find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Start by taking your crystal and place it up in front of you, just above eye level. This is to symbolically raise it up to a higher power and to receive divine energy. Step 3, while looking at your crystal, say out loud or in your head the following words or similar. I dedicate this crystal to the highest clear light and to the original creator source. May it serve and only serve my highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all. And that's it, your crystal is now consecrated. Remember that you can work in batches with smaller crystals, tumbled stones, chakra sets or crystal grid sets. My tip is to use a bowl to hold those crystals so it's easy and you're not going to drop them. So just remember, this is a one-off ritual. You do not need to do this again or each time after you cleanse your crystals. Try to get into the routine of doing this with all your new crystals straight after you give them that first cleanse. This will help you keep track of it and make sure that you know that all your crystals are consecrated. Now your crystals are cleansed and ready to work with you. But this is just the middle step. First you cleanse them, then you consecrate them, and the next step is programming or setting an intention when you want to use them. And I'll be making a video all about this soon, and that will appear at the end of this video once I've done it. In the meantime, you can check out my video about different safe ways to cleanse your crystals. And if you want to go even deeper with me into the world of crystals and crystal healing, you'll find all my crystal books linked below. These are all complete step-by-step guides. And before I go, let me know in the comments if you have ever consecrated your crystals. I would love to read about your experiences or the methods you use in the comments below.